Okay, here we go. Game 1, 0-0-2. Start out. 0-0-1. Second serve. 0-0-2.
All right, without talking to everybody here in the ref, okay, on the live feed, I'm seeming to hear it here. How's that for everybody?
Point. Two, 0-2.
Raf's had a few errors in a row here.
Yeah, and everybody, this is a matchup that you haven't seen that often. Rafa and Christine and Kyle and his sister. But obviously some great players.
That happens sometimes when you're not familiar with your partner, even if you are siblings.
0-3-1. Second serve. 0-3-2. Start out. 3-0-1.
That was a tough decision. Ralph's going to have to dial it in a little bit.
4-0-1. Second serve. 4-0-2. Start 0-4-1.
Kyle had a good read on that.
Second serve.
Ralph is not expecting that to come back.
0-4-2. Side out.
And there you are again, a lot of top players. I noticed even earlier in the day, a number of folks are having some unforced errors today. It's a little bit different play.
It's a little bit windy, and you know this big atmosphere is a little more than most of us are used to.
Go right down the middle.
4-0-2.
Nice shot. Sick drinks.
Well, that didn't pay off.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he was thinking there. I don't know if he was trying to do an Ernie or
I think it
something,
might
or
have
just
been
distract him.
It might have been a little distraction.
0-4-1.
Sarah's really hanging tight. It's impressive.
0-4-2.
So lot of folks watching this are probably familiar that oftentimes in doubles teams, one partner will get picked on. So obviously it looks like they're focusing on Sarah a bit.
Which is not unusual at all in mixed doubles that you would pick on the girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarah's doing great, keeping her knees bent, just focusing on the ball.
Thank you. Point.
Yeah, she's really holding her ground on the dinks. And
We have a 1 minute timeout over here.
There we go. Ruff's a little more focused. Got the ball in.
Second server. 5-0-2.
Oh, Sarah was so
Nice,
good.
yeah.
Ruff did a good job taking Kyle wide, trying to keep him honest, try to open Sarah up. She was there and ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6-0-2. Side out. 0-6-1.
We can. No, I think so.
Oh, so close. You know, back to your point about playing in age and having fun. It is fun because it's a lot of good warm-up. And you get to see a lot of players you might not normally play, whether you're more of a top-level player. You know, you get to see a lot of people your age that are lower-level players, and they feel the same way. If you're a lower-level player, you're like, when am I going to have an opportunity in a normal tournament to play, you know, Kyle Yates?
Right.
And so there's a lot of people, of course, not that we're seeing on the court right now, but in the draw that are thinking, wow, this is really cool. I get to play against a pro. I'm not going to be able to do that in a normal tournament.
Second server. 2-6-2.
We have to give that win to Ruff with the way he slowed that down, you know, reset the point when he was banging with him, and then he undercut the ball and made it drop into the kitchen, made it go back to the soft game. That was really well done.
There you go, coming hard right over the net right there.
Yeah, kept it really low.
I mean, definitely a lot of people watching the stream are familiar, but it's a reminder you're going to see a diversity of shots in the game.
That's right.
Be
The
able to
third
slow
shot.
down everything.
That's right. And the third shot is not always a drop. It, most of the time is probably your best shot, but you don't have to do it all the time.
Point.
All right, so now they're going to do some stacking, get Sarah over on the right side of the court.
Couple hits in the net there. Both of them kept the ball in play. Went in that back corner.
Right. Couldn't have been any better.
6-5-1.
So putting Kyle on the left side, you know, that's putting his forehand in the middle, and but it's also putting Sarah across from Christine, so she doesn't have to go cross court with her. She can go straight on.
Second server.
Kyle tried to rush up there and just put it away and went a little long at the end.
7-5-2.
That's where he's trying to step in and protect his partner a little too much, perhaps.
Side out.
Which, you know, the mixed doubles is hard because a lot of people say, well, the guy takes so much of the court, that's not fair to the girl. But if he doesn't do that, the girl's going to get so many balls, and it really is hard to just stay in on that you know, point after point after point.
5-7-2.
That's too bad. She had it there.
You know, a lot of times you'll hear this 2/3, 1/3, and you know, right now it's a little bit of 3/4, 1/4 with Kyle.
Correct.
But as you said, you know, that's not that uncommon.
Not at all. In fact, it's much more uncommon to do less than that. Oh, she had a good duck, but the ball landed in anyways.
7-7-2. Side out.
Well, they did good to get up tight.
7-7-1.
Kyle's working on his 360s here.
Nice entertainment.
That was a fun point, and you know, Kyle likes to have fun while he's out there on the court, and you've seen that.
Well, and it's really heating up, and then she slowed it down.
8-7-1.
That's right. Oh, Sarah was doing good with her drops.
Yeah, right.
8-7-2. Ball was out. Side out.
Would you say it's fair to say that Kyle and Sarah are the underdogs in this match?
You know, they would have to be, just because Sarah's not as experienced.
Yeah.
7-8-1.
Kind of unusual to call Kyle an underdog in anything.
Right, right.
But the experience and just the level of players that are on the other side of the court from him. And like I said, Sarah's not used to that. So
7-8-2.
she had her weight going backwards on that one. She had a great knee bend, good stroke. But then she kept her weight going backwards. Got to keep it forwards.
Is it in?
Oh no, it was out. It was a kind of a late and a very quiet call from the line judge.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot as a player. How's that with these quiet calls versus loud calls?
It's a little frustrating because, you know, you're not always sure, are they calling it or not?
It's interesting. The last, I
Rafa's
think.
overruling that.
All right, so that got overruled.
It did get overruled. Gotta love the good sportsmanship you see. Nice dig.
So Russ, I have a question. When you were in middle school and they did roll call and they said, how's Rusty? Did you say I'm fine?
Yeah. That's Curtis from Paddle Tech making phenomenal jokes live on here.
Oh, was that just kidding.
And at 47 years old, it's the first time I've ever heard that joke. It's totally unique.
Well, I think they're thinking we got to get our balls over, and we got to stay on the girl,
Here we go. Time's back in. The score
and just
is
quit.
98.
You know, the unforced errors are a little too much, and that goes for both teams, really. Nice. Oh, what a great rally.
Yeah,
and
nice.
see there, they once or twice tried to keep the guy honest, you know, going to him, going behind him, down his backhand. but you know, trying to stay on the girl until someone pops it up a little
And there was
bit.
a bit of a hole. Sarah went for the hole, but their reactions were too fast. They kept it going.
Right.
And then I thought Rafa was going to get around Kyle, but he's just so quick, so young, so agile. He was able to come right back and keep it in play.
Right, and able to read the paddle.
Second serve.
You know, that is something with a lot of these pros. People can't believe they can anticipate the ball so well, but what they're doing is reading the ball off of the paddle, the direction the paddle is facing, and so it looks maybe like, how did they know it's going there? But they're reading the ball. Oh, look at Sarah go. Oh! I think that was just a little bit of nerves out of Christine.
Yeah, I was going to say, the ball was a pretty standard soft shot, and she just went wide like that.
Oh, and that was bad luck.
Thank you. Point. 10-8-1.
So update for people, if they didn't hear the refs, the score is 10-8-1.
Second serve.
And I think right there, Sarah's shown a little bit of nerves. Really no reason that ball should have gone in the net. It's funny how you can have nerves when you're about to win and when you're about to lose.
Yeah. And so folks are saying use names. The team here in the white is Kyle Yates and his sister Sarah Yates. They're up 10-8. The far court, Christine McGrath and Rafael Siebenschein.
Point. Nine and 1. Second server.
Well, they've got second server, try to get another point, tie it up. Let's see what Rafa can do here on the green.
9-2.
I think he'd like to have that decision back. Rafa hitting it in the net. That's a bummer.
10-9-1.
Oh, a good move out of Kyle.
Second
Wasn't
serve.
successful, but it was a good move. They'd like to get this point, that's for sure. 10-9-2.
Point.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
So we're about to get started again.
Rafael and Christine, I'm sure, are saying that's what we want to do, just like that point.
Yeah, right.
Get the quick side out. Try to get some points here with Christine serving.
0-0-1.
That was a nice drop Ruff had. And I don't, you know, something Kyle did, which is smart and fairly common, or should be common in mixed doubles, is he returned to the guy. And what that does is keep him off of the net for the next shot.
All right.
Oh, Christine had the high ball. She'd like to get that one back.
1-0-2. Point.
Nice low drive out of Christine. Hard to do when you're that close to the net.
2-0-2.
Oh,
Point.
Ralph got the dribbler off the net there. He said he's sorry, but we all know he's not going to like give it back or anything. So
Side out.
I think at this point Christine's got to make the court a little bit smaller, bring the sidelines in her mind so that she's not hitting them out. Oh, Kyle was moving around and he did great.
Second server. 1-3-2.
How about that? A little bit of showmanship going on. Did an unnecessary spin, made it look like he was open over there, and then of course he was ready for it and was able to put it down the line. So Sarah serving at 2-3-2. Look at these gets. Ralph hits the ball hard, I'll tell you that. Sarah's doing great to get those.
3-2-1.
Yeah. So as a reminder here, some people have asked about double elimination, who's coming from the winners or losers bracket. At the U.S. Open, they're not doing that. So both of these teams are currently undefeated today.
That's right. That's a little bit, I don't know if you want to call it a controversy, but definitely something that players, they like when they've won. They're not liking it as much when you do drop into the consolation round, is that you don't have that opportunity to come back like your typical double elimination tournament. And also what that does is it makes both the silver medalist and the bronze medalist, they've only lost one match. So it's a little bit different format than most pickleball players are used to. That was a super get Sarah had when it was kind of a double bounce off the net.
Kyle tried to go over Christine. She was able to get it and keep in play.
5-2-2.
So as a reminder, we're in game 2. Yates' team won the first. Right now, Siebenschein McGrath are up 5-2.
Oh, what a beautiful lob Roth had.
So is that another reminder for folks? A lot of time the lob gets criticized as an old people's shot. We see it at the U.S. Open. We see it all the time. Top players will strategically use lobs.
And the difference is, lobbing when you're in the backcourt, unless you're doing it completely defensively, that's generally not the good idea. But what Ralph did was he was hitting the lob off of either a dink or off of a volley, and then it takes the other team much more by surprise, and they're up and they have to run back for it.
Second server.
So I also want to give a special shout out thanks to John Jernstad, who's here with us, helping out with the streaming. And we're excited to be here at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Many sponsors making this possible. Naples, Collier County as a whole has really, really committed to pickleball as a sport. We got multiple sponsors here making a difference. Obviously Minto, Margaritaville, and Highlands has helped Pickleball Channel, all of us be here. We got a lot of coverage, and this weekend we're going to have more live streams coming on the U.S. Open Facebook page, and then eventually the top pro matches will show up on CBS, and then should be able to be long-term on Pickleball Channel. So thanks everybody for watching and making this possible.
7-2-1.
7-2-1.
Well, that was an interesting turn of events right there. With Christine hitting that ball that was probably going to land out.
So talk a little bit about what's going on here with the ball.
I think Ralph thought maybe it was a little out of round, so they were checking it. You give it a good spin up in the air and you watch it, see if it has a little wobble to it or not. And it's funny because as much as players like to use the same ball, like if it goes out of bounds or if it were to go in the stands, they'd want that same ball back. They also don't like it if it goes out of round. So they're okay changing balls when there's something wrong with the ball. But if there's nothing wrong with it, it just goes out of the area. They want that ball back.
Right, versus many other sports that
right.
Baseball, they don't say, hey, throw it back in.
Exactly. Nice get. Oh, such good footwork out of everybody.
Yeah.
Side out.
All right, Kyle had looked a little tight there for a few points, but it looks like he's pulled himself back in. Oh, too bad. Good talking. You saw Christine duck, so she'd be out of the way of Ralph's drop, and then she quickly moved over to the other side.
3-7-1.
So we still just see Ralph and Christine smiling a lot, whether they, they're laughing a little bit if they hit him out, but kind of spirits are up, and it seems to be working a little bit better this game.
Well, and as we know, pickleball is so fun, it's hard not to have a smile going on out there. I don't know if everyone
Kyle
caught
between
that.
the legs there.
Yep, he's loosening himself up, doing the crowd-pleasing thing. Oh, fun point.
For sure.
So Kyle, he might not look like he's having fun as far as having a smile on his face, but you see shots like the, between the legs or the way he's doing some 360s and whatever. He's having a good time out there. I think he's savoring the moment here, playing with his sister in the finals of a U.S. Open match.
Here you go, jumping overhead there, put that away.
8-3-1.
Oh, he kept that in. Good top spin on that.
From our angle, I couldn't tell. It looked like it went out, but
Flick of the
must
wrist.
have come down.
Yep.
So to recap, everybody, game 2, 9-3.
Point.
10, so we got one more very different game than the first one.
We sure did. I'd be willing to put a little bit of money on that. We might be going to 3 here. Oh,
Well,
nice
that
shot.
was a big risky bet there.
Yep.
Second server.
Although the other day we did see, with some good players, Rob Elliott and them, they were down I think 10-1, and their team came back.
Well, that's with pickleball. It's never over until it's over. I've been on both ends of a 10-1 win.
Side out.
But what Rafa's problem was what we were talking about before, is he was in the back court and unnecessarily he hit lob. And his lob, it wasn't that great. She was right there for it. Sarah did so good to get that ball. Oh, and Christine with the good duck.
Second server.
We're in the second game. We've seen some new people join. 3-10.
That was such a good drop out of Kyle. It really made Rafa wonder, am I going to hit this as a dink? Am I going to take it as a volley? His decision making, took a little long, and he ended up unable to do anything with it. That's why it kind of just fumbled off of his paddle into the net.
Okay, so side out, we're coming back. This serve can close out the second game.
10-4-1. Oh, very nice.
There you go. 1-1. We're going to the third game.
Kyle was looking for the ball in the middle, and it wasn't there. All right, game 3 coming up.
Second game. Okay, here we go. Game number 3. Ready on the line, judges.
I love how we have people watching from all over the country.
All around, we got about 208 people watching, and one of our other matches we watched earlier is already up at 3,000 views, which is fun. Once again, thanks to everybody and Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Oh, they're going nice and wide, but not too wide. We've only seen one around the post. Oh, Sarah's digging them out. Oh, there we go. Reminder to everybody, this is Kyle Yates in white on the, well, I don't know if they're on the close side or not.
The camera side, close to the camera.
And his sister Sarah is his partner today.
And then on the far side of the court is Rafael Siebenschein and Christine McGrath. And for those of you love pickleball, you can go ahead and hit the share button on your screen and let your friends and family or whoever know that there's some fun action happening here. And feel free to follow us on Pickleball channel. We are nothing without all you guys viewers. We'd love to be able to keep bringing you as much pickleball as possible. Remember, you can subscribe for free on pickleballchannel.com. Oh, nice hand.
Nice and patient. Everybody was patient. Christine, hard to know exactly why. She popped that up. She did, and Kyle took full advantage.
1-1-1.
Sarah's hands have been unbelievable today. She's just getting a lot back. It's really fun to watch.
And folks are asking, it is Kyle's sister. So it's a brother and sister duo here.
Correct.
Not his wife.
Don't worry, ladies. Kyle's still available there.
Exactly.
I think he'd want us to let you know that he is single.
Ask his hair all about that.
Kyle himself, we were joking about him being the Justin Bieber of pickleball.
Nice, right down the middle. Well, and also, the middle is not necessarily where the white line is. The middle is between the two players.
Exactly, that's a great point. We had talked about that before. You want to watch the placement and where the ball's going. You guys talk about filling the holes.
Correct. If you hit the white line, you could be hitting it right to Kyle, who's
Forehand,
straddling the line. So that's not the middle at that point.
1-1-2.
Yeah, Ralph was teeing off on those.
Coming hard on her, yeah. He just pounded that ball.
You wonder if she'd gotten out of the way of one of them, would it have
Exactly.
gone out? He's got a lot of spin on it, though. He's really doing the top spin. Oops. Oh, he had that opportunity.
1-2-1.
Kyle tried to come in and poach. He went up quite a bit long there.
I think it was a little closer to Sarah maybe than he anticipated. Or he could have taken his eye off the ball. You start watching, thinking you're going to watch your winner, and instead you don't hit that.
Net and then that back corner. So one of the things you notice is that you have very different players. One of the things that's nice about Sarah is, she's playing her game. So, she's got great hands, so she's playing well, but she's also doing an excellent job slowing it down and not trying to compete head-to-head in a super aggressive volleys.
Right, she's not going to outbang Roth, and so she's just blocking the ball, taking the pace off, and getting it back short. And he tees off again, she'll do it again. Oh, Kyle, what a great lob.
It's another perfect example. We talked about it. I mean, strategic lob, good placement, good timing.
And what he saw was both players leaning in, thinking they're going to get a short shot, and is it going to go wide or is it going to go straight on? So instead he flicked that nice lob and caught them both by surprise. I think what we need to see Christine and Roth do is they're banging, and Sarah's doing well blocking it. Because the problem is they're not getting it down. They're hitting straight into, what you might call her wheelhouse. It's her whole waist and thigh area, and that's much easier to block than if it's at your knees or your feet.
Score is 5-2-2. Thank you.
There we go. We're switching. Kyle and Sarah get to 6 first, so you change sides. Kyle will keep serving.
And as Alex was saying earlier, this camera angle doesn't show it, but behind us is the main featured kind of expo tent. The roof of that tent is brilliantly white, and right now the sun is hitting, so you do have a light contrast. From here with the camera, you can see kind of blue skies. But on the other side, you see a big white glowy roof, and sometimes that does impact the contrast of the ball as it flies.
Yeah, it's a little harder to see the ball off the paddle. See, now here we go. I think Christine and Rafa said we need to just dink longer, be a little more patient, and stay in it.
Right.
Until
And
we
just right
get our
there.
opportunity and trying to force the opportunity.
2-6-1.
Let's see, next shot.
That was a much needed timeout or side out. Let's see what they can do with it. Christine was good and patient there. You saw her take, a double take at it really, and allow it to come to her before she hit it. And that time, Roth got a little anxious and tried to pull it.
But just all players here. I mean, Christine, all of them are playing great. As you said, the hard strokes low to the net. Rafael can just really hammer that ball.
You know what? They were behind my desk.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest probably most people watching this live feed, they don't want to try to hit those things that are below the net and come rip it up and put all that spin on it. That doesn't work for the general population. That was a great exchange.
Second server.
All right, some people reminding the score, 6-3-2. Yates' team is up, and we are in the third game.
With Kyle and his sister Sarah having won the first game. Christine and Roth playing a really strong second game.
Second 3-2.
Christine has a really nice cross-court forehand. It's got that top spin, the cross-court dink, and it's hard to deal with because it drops and it kind of takes off. It's pretty deceiving.
So what do? You find yourself, Sarah, playing fantastic, but clearly getting picked on.
Right.
What's the strategy for those guys at this point?
Really the strategy is you got to stay in it longer, stay in the deep vests longer, and try to mix it up a little bit more. Get your partner involved. Allow Kyle, in this instance, to receive a ball, whereas it's really Sarah's ball, but it's coming up higher, so Kyle can reach over and get involved and try to put that ball away.
But not David's shot. There we go!
There we go, one right down the middle.
As you're talking about, middle was the left side of the court, but there was enough space between the two of them.
And you might be wondering, why don't they hit it down when Kyle's in the middle like that? I mean, he's got that whole left side of the court wide open. The problem is, it only looks open, it's not really open. Meaning, he's ready for there. He's only going to cross over onto Sarah's side of the court and leave as much room as he knows he can go back and cover.
Right. He's quick on his feet, shuffle step left, reach that arm out.
A little bit of a chess game going on. Everyone's keeping their good feet moving, hopping.
Tension building here.
Ooh, a little bit high. Nice. Oh, that was a tough ball.
Holy cow.
Whoever wins
Slow
this.
it back down.
Yep. Wow.
Crowd is going wild. Seriously, I think the longest, most intense rally we've seen.
Oh, definitely. All players doing so great with their paddle work and their footwork. You know, moving the ball around.
Yeah, look at all those thumbs up on the live stream there. Fantastic.
7-6-1.
All right,
Holy cow,
7-6-1.
everybody.
Sarah Yates serving.
Wrong serve.
Ooh.
Ooh, not serving anymore.
But you're right. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Serve again.
So it's a challenge. They were stacking. The ref thought it was wrong
I
server.
stopped it.
Stopped the game.
so that's
Really
a
lose
that's a
momentum.
redo with the ref
So
error.
they got to replay that,
You're on 6.
which is a bummer for the teams, you know, because they got that momentum going.
Here we go.
Whoop.
Yeah,
Then
it was
the
a bummer
music's
for the
coming in.
DJ too. He's a little
Score
confused.
7-6-1.
All right.
Oh, again, Ralph was trying to do something that, you know, he shouldn't have been doing at that point. A little bit high part of the net, and he's getting a little
8-6-1.
anxious.
So recap, score, if you didn't hear it, 8-6-1.
I think Sarah, or Christine's thinking maybe I should have gone down Kyle's line on that point because the ball was up high enough.
Deli said, let me ref that game.
Okay, we've got a 1-minute timeout over there.
Deli, you would love it here, I have to tell you.
Yeah. All right, we're coming back from a timeout.
Okay, here we go. Red radio line judges. Okay, time's back in. Left off score is 9-6-1.
It's not high class.
All right, match point.
10-6.
Point.
Now 10-6 seems like that's not going to happen, but in pickleball, you can definitely come back from that.
10-6-1.
And there it is.
Holy cow, sister jumping up into her brother's arms.
You think they're excited?
You saw that? Some of the best rallies, some of the best play that's been happening here. The crowd went crazy at one point. Rusty from Pickleball Channel here with Sarah Yates and Kyle Yates. Dynamic duo, brother and sister, you guys. I mean, how are you feeling? You jumped up, legs around him, arms around him after that. Like, what's going on in your mind right now?
I think she was pretty excited.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, you think?
Yeah. So, talk to me a little bit about the play, the strategy there. I mean, just great hands. You just kept it in play. I mean, both you guys.
Well, this is like the first time she's played against this high caliber of players, pro players. So I told her, I said, if you get the ball too high, you're going to be in big trouble. So we really focused on trying to keep it down as much as possible. I said, please do not hit to Ralph's forehand. I said, that is a weapon, and you don't want to be messing with that this game. So we really try to keep it down, try to dink it as much as we can. And she's so scrappy. We played really solid defense and waited till I could get a high ball to attack.
Yeah, and if you can stick that over there, I mean, you're thinking the balls are coming hard, and what are you thinking? I mean, how you haven't done a ton of this, right? I just heard you talking in your background. What's going through your head, and how do you keep it in play?
I just knew I just had to get it back, and like you said, I was scrappy, so if I knew I hit something a little too high, I just kind of was ready to hit it back really hard. So whenever I would get it, I would just kind of try and keep it low, and that was my thing, was just to get it back. Because I was waiting for them just to hit it anywhere near him so he could jump in and do something with it.
Well, and a lot of you guys, I mean, what's brilliant, everybody who's watching, you play your game. You didn't try to go head-to-head, forehand-to-forehand with Ralph, but
No.
you kept it in play, you kept it low, and I noticed you softened the game a lot. You slowed it back down. So both you guys, it seems like you're feeling great. Exciting match. Thank you for being here. Congratulations to both of you. Everybody, more to come. Keep on playing.